In this video, I'm going to be reading some C1 Part 1 questions, like the questions that you will find in the first part of the Cambridge exam. How long have you been studying English? Well, I've been studying English for about 10 years now. I first started to study the language when I was about 8, and I'm 18 now, so that means that I've been studying it for 10 years. In my country, we start to study English at school when you are about 7 or 8 years old. What do you enjoy most about learning English? I'd say that watching and learning English through series and films is my favourite thing about learning English. It's more enjoyable than just studying English from a book, and you can learn vocabulary that people use in their day-to-day lives. Besides English, what other languages have you studied? When I was 15, I started to go to an academy to learn French, and I used to go there every Tuesday and Thursday, but I only went to those classes for about 2 years, so I only know a little bit of French, just enough to have a basic conversation with someone. Why do you find learning English useful or important? I find learning English extremely important for my future because I want to work in marketing, and English is the main language that is used in this sector. I will also be able to use it when I go travelling to communicate to other people in other countries. What reasons do other people have for learning English? I think that there are many reasons why other people learn English, but the main one is definitely for work. Knowing English is fundamental if you want to work in an international company and you have to interact with people from other countries. It can also create more job opportunities, and you might even get a higher salary if you are able to speak English. Some other reasons might be to communicate with people when they go travelling. And I think that some people just study it as a hobby. There are a lot of resources online, more than any other language, so it's an easy language to study if you're looking to learn a second language. How have you been learning English? I've used various resources to learn English. As I mentioned before, I started learning English when I was at school, so the main resource that we would use were the books. We used to have a student's book and a workbook, but now I am focusing on reading as many books as I can in English and just watching videos and movies and series in their original language. I find that I pick up new words more easily when I'm doing something I enjoy rather than just studying them from a book. What's your best time of day to study and why? My favourite time of the day to study is the afternoon because I go to university in the morning, so I have classes, and then in the afternoon I have more free time. I usually start studying at about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. What type of vacation do you enjoy the most and why? My favourite type of vacation or holiday is going on a cruise. Cruises offer everything you can ever imagine. There is unlimited drinks and food. There are so many activities to do on board, and when you get off the ship, you can do so many excursions, and it's all planned for you. Is there anything you don't like about travelling? Why? The thing that I don't like about travelling is having to wait around for such long periods of time. For example, you have to get to the airport 2 hours in advance so that you go through security and find your gate number. And this also happens when you go to a train station. You've got to get there about 30 minutes beforehand, and I just hate having to wait around. What types of magazines or newspapers do you usually read? I don't really read any newspapers or magazines anymore. I used to when I was a child, but nowadays you can find all the articles that you want to read online, and it's free. So I don't read magazines or newspapers anymore. What do you like to do when you go out with friends? When I go out with friends, I like to meet up at a cafe and have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. We usually get a light snack like a small salad or a sandwich, and we just catch up. We talk about the things that have been happening in our lives. Are you an organized person? Yes, I consider myself to be an organized person. I don't like messy houses or workspaces. I think that you can focus more when everything is more organized and tidy. And when I see that somebody is not organized, it makes me feel a bit stressed. Has the type of music you enjoy changed since you were young? Yes, when I was younger, I listened to more pop songs, whereas now I listen to more rock and indie music. I think that when you get older, your tastes change, and in my case, my musical taste has changed. What places in your country would you recommend to tourists? I'd say that the countries that I recommend to tourists are London and Liverpool, because they are my favourite cities in England. These two cities have so much culture, and it's really interesting to go to different museums to learn about their history. They both have art museums, history museums, and I'd say that both cities represent England, and they are pleasant to visit. What would be your ideal job? I would say that my ideal job would be working online as a content creator. Creating educational content, teaching people English is definitely my passion, and I believe that I can help others. What place in your country is good to visit in winter? I think that London is the best place to visit in winter, especially around Christmas time, because there are so many lights and decorations, and it is beautiful. All the streets are well decorated, and you can just feel the Christmas spirit. Do you think you spend more or less time watching TV now than before? I definitely used to watch a lot more TV than I do now, because when I watch a series or a film now, I use my tablet because there aren't any adverts, and I can choose what I want to watch wherever I am. What would you like to be doing in 5 years' time? In 5 years' time, I would like to have finished my degree, and I would like to have bought a house. These are two of my main goals, and I think that I will be able to achieve them in 5 years. What's your favourite way to travel short distances? My favourite way to travel short distances is by car. It's much more comfortable than any other mode of transport, because you don't have to wait for the bus or the train to turn up. There are no timetables, so you can just leave the house whenever you want to. And you have a lot more control over where you can travel to, and you don't have a fixed timetable that you have to follow. Do you read a lot of books? Yes, I do read a lot of books. My favourite type of book to read is fiction. I love reading crime novels because they keep you on your toes right until the end when you discover who the murderer was. What's the most memorable place you've ever visited? The most memorable place I've ever visited is Paris. I had such an amazing trip to Paris. It's such a historic city, and I had always wanted to go and see the Eiffel Tower. It didn't let me down. It was so impressive. So it definitely stands out as the most memorable place I've ever been to. If you have enjoyed this video, let me know and I can make a part 2 of it to help you with your speaking skills. Thank you, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.